Ooh, give me number 1 through 26.
21.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Ooh. Really?
Yeah, what's that about?
Interesting. Okay. I had a ringing in my ear, so I asked for 1 through 26. You gave me 21. That was letter T. First person who I thought of with the letter T, that's who's talking about me. That's why my ear's ringing. And once you figure it out, your ear stops ringing. Okay.
So we're watching.
Okay, I have to intro this first. Yeah, okay. Say what? Hey guys, welcome back to Say What Reacts. Back again with Carlos. I'm so freaking excited.
Me too.
So excited. I'm still a little sick, still a little under the weather. But that's funny because wasn't like one of the times we filmed, like one of the first times, I was like super sick.
Super sick, yeah.
Yeah, I apparently get sick about once a year.
Right on.
Yeah, that was probably like last March or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Obsession has come out. Last we left off, he has seen any theory, anything involving EXO from day one all the way up through Tempo or through Love Shot. And we kind of left off there. And he has expressed his views and what he thinks. He, throughout kind of our progress and our journey, he kept noting they seem a little dark.
Yeah.
They seem like
there was a progression of darkness.
Yeah, and he kept mentioning that. I'm just like, yeah, that's just the theme of this music video. I didn't really think much of it, but he kept picking up on certain things, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. We're not brushing him off, but I was just like, well, they wouldn't really go there with it. They wouldn't make them bad. They wouldn't make them evil or the villain. They wouldn't do that. And I remember in the Lucky One MV in particular, you were like, why are they looking all shiny, like they're all new and shiny, like they look like they're like clones or something? You literally said that in that reaction. I
did, yeah.
Which I was like, oh, that's interesting. Right. And I know at that point, we had already assumed that there might have been one clone, which might have been Schumann's character. We'd already kind of assumed that as a fandom, but as far as the clones, plural, we hadn't really assumed that as a fandom. Then, and so you had basically said that you think at some point they have basically become the Red Force themselves.
Right. That my perception of every video moving forward from the beginning to where we had left off, it was that there is like a different version of EXO. Not necessarily like they were always the same band, because like in between, I don't know, I can't remember now, but in side conversations that we had, that I would pick up on, like they would have tattoos, they would have piercings and things like that. But then in another video in a similar style, they wouldn't have tattoos, they wouldn't have piercings, but that darker, edgier image was there. And it was like some videos of defeat that I also, to my opinion, that was kind of like swaying me in that way, that there was multiple EXOs rather than like just the straight EXO is the good guys, the Red Force are the bad guys. That there is, and we had saw
more layers to it.
There was more layers, and then also with subgroups that there were. When we got into the subgroup videos, that kind of tied in to some of that there was some connections between those, not necessarily foul play.
CBX.
That not foul play in some videos, but then in other videos they were kind of like a hero type in comparison when they did the subgroup specifically. But that subgroup, when they were together in some videos with EXO, that they seem to be kind of like the antagonist, or that force of that they're either have an ulterior motive for EXO altogether, or maybe they've been corrupted, or maybe they were clones, and then what was it? Love Shot was the last. What were the last two videos? Were they like
Tempo and Love Shot?
Tempo
was the biker one. Love Shot was kind of like the heist. Kind of one.
And then, but then like they kind of did like a continuity reboot, that they were saying that this is a separate group of EXO, that this a gang of motorcycle guys going into the crew and going into the queue and things like that.
The way that they presented it was kind of like a story, like this is a gang of bikers or whatever it was, motorcyclists have been drawn to the red cube and they leave, they've solved the puzzle to leave, but now they've been drawn back.
And that's what really solidified that there was more going on, and that really kind of fanned the flame of my theory of some EXOs losing and some members making it, and that there are one or a few members that are trying to make like a super EXO to kind of defeat the Red Force, or that was being pushed into maybe that they've been infiltrated and that they're being corrupted by the Red Force altogether. So all in all, sticking to my guns with the duality thing. That's one thing that's always been kind of prevalent, in my opinion, all in all, that regardless of how the story is going into the canon, that they're doing a real good job of duality altogether. Regardless if it's good versus evil, Red Force versus EXO, that they're definitely showing the multitude of emotional range of positive and negative emotions.
When I can't wait for him to see Obsession. But we have a couple things we have to get through before that. But holy shit, I can't fucking wait for him to see Obsession. Okay. Okay. So, since we filmed, probably like within like a month after we filmed, within the same month, I think, from our last filming, Lay came out with the Honey Envy. Now, this song is just a banger. This song is just a good song. But the very beginning of this music video, I feel, is very interesting.
For sure.
We're still going to watch the whole thing because it's fucking awesome. And it's all in English, by the way.
When we got into the later videos, I noticed that they started getting into more of like a little bit of story versus like we had some like cornerstone videos that were like, this is full story. 100%. And then when we started, even with the subgroups,
and like even Tempo and Love Shot, which are the last two, those were pretty much full story.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes you just
and
have...
the Sheep remix.
The Alan Walker,
but they were tying that little story versus the main video didn't really have much.
During Sheep, it was just that the elevator really
but that's enough. And I think it's really a really nice little touch that they've been adding on to their lore altogether.
So yeah, I personally feel that the beginning of Honey is definitely storyline. It's somehow connected.
Right.
I want to get your thoughts on this. And then we'll also see... He released like a teaser 1 and a teaser 2 for his Grandline tour. So he held a multi-day concert, his first huge concert. Like,
that's
huge.
It was like a festival type deal?
No, it was just him. But it was hours long.
Yeah,
and it was in China.
Oh, that's
cool. But like every date sold out. And he had 3 dates back to back and they were all sold out. It was a very, very... successful tour that he did. It was his first one. He was very nervous, but it was very grand. It was called the Grandline. It was very grand.
Right.
But anyway, okay, so let's get into the Honey Envy. This song is such a freaking bop. Oh my god, I love it so much. And he looks amazing. But regardless of all that, the beginning of this I feel is very interesting. Let's see where the volume is at. Make sure the volume's good. Yeah, I think that's probably good. Okay, let's do this.
Engage.
Real quick. Now, remember we left off with him, which would be like the Nama Nama music video.
Right.
Where he was like mailed his orb of power, but he's still not with the group.
Yeah, that was his calling card. That's not, he's like, I gotta go back home.
Yeah, and in terms of European stocks, well, it's been a very good start to the day. Mainly we've had some tech. And that's because that weather front is continuing to slip its way south. It's a cold front and it is introducing much colder air. Now, the weekend after.
I ain't mad at it. Okay, now before the music, because the music video is just going to be a bop after this, but that's really what I wanted you to see. So let's discuss.
Okay.
What do you think before I tell you my... or do you want to rewatch it real quick?
Yeah, was that a mechanical bee? That's the only thing.
That's. I mean, it looked very...
It was
metal, metallic. It definitely didn't look like it was trying to be a real bee, that's for sure.
No, for sure.
So, okay, so what do you...
Was he in the... Was he already like doing the solo thing when we watched those last... little thing, those VCRs? Was he present? Remember when we were watching all the ones where they're like international and they were all kind of answering the call and they were all like trying to find
the international ones, yes, where they were all in different cities.
Where was he?
He was the one where he was watching a video on his phone, and all of a sudden, like he was like in a he rode his bike, and there was a flower on the ground. As he passed it, the flower came back to life, and he went to the coffee shop or whatever, and it looked like the guy wasn't feeling well, and he kind of put his hand on the guy, and then the guy served him coffee, and then he freaked out because he got the message on his phone and he left.
Okay.
So that was him.
Yeah.
But Tao was also in that, which is no longer in there. And that's when he like froze time when he freaked out.
Got you.
But anyway, so he was in that one, but he wasn't in the last ones where they were like, Kai was running through the corridor, the white corridor with all the different rooms, getting all the members. He wasn't in that one.
He wasn't in that one.
Yeah.
Because I was like, but the behind the scenes, he was like in another dimension, pulling them all in from wherever they were.
Yeah, we have no idea. Yeah.
I remember that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he wasn't in that one, but he was in the different cities one. Yes. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, Mechanical B.
So I think I find it very interesting. How the hell did this bee go through glass?
Yeah.
That was weird, right? And then as it's going, yeah,
it's knocking all the power out.
Yeah. So now whose power is light? Baekhyun's.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I don't remember
their names.
I'm just saying, like, Baekhyun's power is light.
Right.
Now we know that sometimes they do try to signal and communicate with each other. So is that EXO trying to communicate to Lay? And we know that it's EXO because of the lights going out. Or is that Red Force trying to spy and see where he's at?
Or just like let him know. You know what I mean? Because I kind of feel like late in the game of like the mystery of what's happening, I think that this is like the strike. Like they're getting into I haven't seen like the newest stuff. That why I'm here. Yeah. But ultimately, I feel like it was coming to a head. Like it was getting to a point to where it's like a showdown. It may not necessarily be the final showdown, but an actual like, we are the Red Force. This is who we are, and this is what we're about now. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's just like the messenger. Not necessarily bringing like death and destruction in its wake, but it's just like, I'm coming from time and space. You know what I mean? Can bend elements.
Like something's coming. Something is
coming, but it's beyond like what us as an audience of what we're used to perception. Because like I thought, I was like, what is this bee gonna smash? Because it's a robot bee.
Yeah.
Or animatronic something.
Yeah.
It's not a real bee. I was like, oh, is it gonna smash this window? No, it just
fluttered right through it.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also, for something so small, has the capacity to bring darkness. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I kind of feel like this is kind of like the war horn for the Red Force of it.
Interesting. I never really thought that way, but it makes sense.
It's been climaxing to a point to where there is going to be a showdown, and we're going to see who or what the Red Force actually is. Not
makes. I know you don't know in what capacity what you're saying makes sense, but I do, and that actually makes a lot of sense.
That's because that's the only way, like in any good story too, of conflicts, you know what I mean? It gets to the point to where adversaries are gonna face off, but it's always been in mystery. Like even EXO, like we don't know exactly what happened to their planet. We don't know exactly what's been going on. And then as they've been getting older and more mature, it's reflecting in their music, but then also the imagery that they're using.
Yeah.
A lot of like the few episodes where you felt like they were on Planet EXO.
Yeah.
And it was like in the tenement buildings, but then the next videos after that, I was like, that's their ship.
Yeah, like this is like their home base.
Right. But it came crashing because I always felt like in those dancing segments, they're in this kind of pristine, clean area, but they're always together and they're always high energy there. And that particular video, it's like, what happens if Red Force made an attack and it crashed? You know what I mean? And like the kind of cyberpunk biomechanic of some of the members like being part of the ship and getting this imagery in the background and like
you're referencing the electric kiss.
The like the two little Red Force little girl drones and the carts and stuff like that. But that was all, again, it's always been to a point to where it's like Red Force is getting, I guess, bolder to the point to where it's like in the beginning it was like this unknown, unseeable force that we can all kind of connect to on a spiritual level.
Yeah, it's like
it gradually turned into
there's a Red Force, but it's never been manifested other than in seeing those girls in the videos. Right.
That's an actual.
Other than that, but that's still not the Red Force. That's kind of just like their lackeys,
instruments.
Exactly. Or like their fembots.
They're fembots. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
But not like you don't ever really see the Red Force in an entity in itself.
For sure.
Like ever.
Like manifested,
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. So, I did I think this mainly just has to do with the actual name of the music video.
Right, it's a bee.
But
honey,
I think but I think that what's kind of cool is when he goes, that's clearly blue.
Yeah.
And it's yellow.
Underwater, yeah.
Yeah, which I was like, oh, is that just because it's honey? You know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
right.
I'm assuming, I don't.
Well, even the look on his face, too, because he's obviously, like, traveled. You know what I mean? Like, he's been through a lot leading up to this spot, and he's taking a bath to relax. But when he goes underwater, he's not really relaxed. You know? He doesn't have that,
Right.
I'm going to unwind with a bath. It's just, like, he's still kind of distressed.
Yeah. All right, I'll just let it play.
Yeah.
Such a good song, by the way. It's English. We won't need subtitles. And that's kind of like the EXO logo, even though it's also like a honeycomb.
Yeah.
I know that you. And God, he's such a good dancer.
I'm really tryna feel it. Shade had to LA, I'm a trendsetter. I'm the one for you, can't nobody do you better. Honey, please don't catch no feelings. In the watermelon, let me put you on. Top of 07, I'm your jazz bomb. Scarlett Johansson, yeah, I like him blonde. Harry Potter, girl, I got that magic on. I got so many flavors in my phone. Girl, I make you melt, I can turn you on. Honey, drip, drip, dripping off your body. Say she wanna drop me like a Maserati. Honey, I know that you waited, honey, I'm really tryna.
Very Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Very Michael.
I'm a trendsetter. I'm the one for you, can't nobody do you better. Honey, please don't catch no feelings. Girl, what's the move? Full love for you. It's room for two. Yeah. Don't make me change. For goodness sake, I need a taste. Yeah. So many people up in this party. I can't be seen with just anybody. Love the way you dance on me, when you dance on me. I'm trying to taste that. Honey, I know that you waited, honey, I'm really tryna feel it, honey, I know that you waited, honey, I'm really tryna feel it. Shade had to LA, I'm a trendsetter. I'm the one for you, can't nobody do you better. Honey, please don't catch no feelings. Honey, would you be my honey?
I kind of like that effect that
Would
they
you
used.
be my honey?
I do feel like this scene, the kind of outer space scene, is very separate from the rest of this honeycomb, like, house type of scene.
Right.
I don't know, like, I don't know why, but it just seems very kind of something different than the rest. I don't know what it means, if it means anything or not, but I just found it interesting. That's it. Yeah.
Watching this video.
Yes.
What I'm perceiving, right? So what I like about the EXO videos as a whole is that they bring a lot of elements of outside things that you won't think would be connected, but to drive the story, like if you were just to step outside yourself for a second and just try to, why are they using this imagery? Why are they using this type of cinematography, like in the movements and the sounds and even the editing of how he's moving and dancing and the elements that they use all together. And I was thinking, like, watching this honeybee, like, talking about being part of the story and like the red forest being in there, but like also like honeybees have kind of like scout bees.
Yeah.
Bees that go out to see where the flowers
But
are.
that bee looked a little smaller than the other one, right? Or a little different?
Well,
Is it just me?
and to
I
the
might
and to the
just be
point too,
overthinking.
it's just also like again, like I just mentioning that, like when they do their dancings, I kind of always felt like that was like their ship, and you were like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, the logo, it's like same shape.
Which,
but
remember
also
how I tell you,
represents-
like, it's like he always has some sort of something about EXO in his videos.
For sure.
And even though I know it's a honeycomb, it's still like the hexagon EXO
Yeah,
logo.
yeah, definitely. But
you
also,
know?
like, if you think of just bees as an animal, like a creature, like it's a hive mind, right? So it's
Right.
like one component the queen can't survive without the hive
Right.
can't survive without the queen as well too. But there's like in the Legion of the Bees, there's a position. There's a reason why they're there. They're not just bees just wasting their time hanging out. Like,
Right.
you know, you get the bees that go out and scout. Like, this is what we found.
worker
This is where-
bees.
like, you have the worker bees keeping the honeycomb alive. But then also, like, the term growing up, like, I used to watch a lot of bad, like, you know, like Justice League type cartoon shows and superheroes and like Fantastic Four, and like the announcer would always be like, meanwhile, and the arch villain's honeycomb hideout. You know, they're always like in caves
Yeah.
with all these places that you can duck off into and
Yeah.
hide in there too. But
That's funny.
and representing him, like them dancing in this ship and him coming back, like, you know, because he did his solo thing, brought him back, and this is kind of like he's coming back.
So even though EXO isn't in this with him, you think that this is like...
Oh, I think that's always in that interview that you showed me. I don't know if you never showed that in reaction. Remember with I don't remember what member you were
I can't remember if
about.
I showed it in the reaction, but when he's just like, if whenever they need me, I'll
I'll
be there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's always like one of those things that they're a collective.
Yeah.
Always. And then
Even
it's
if
just like
even if you don't see them in the same video at the same time,
Right,
that
right.
doesn't mean that there's not going to be...
anything going on
Yeah.
between them. Yeah. And they're always
Yeah.
connected regardless of what's happening. But then also like them dancing in the kind of space thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
there's like space behind them, but
Yeah.
I also know that like, you know, like there's a lot of like intergalactic type of like references
For
and
sure.
stuff in EXO and
yeah,
in general.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that's these like similarities and these elements that they're shared between all the videos is what kind of put them under the umbrella of the lore and the
Yeah.
story of EXO and the universe that they've created and stuff like that. And like picking up on those things and like with the mirror where he has that effect, but there is no reflection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no inception. It's like he's in there and the mirrors are moving around him, but it's like
Yeah.
his true self.
Yeah.
Versus like in all the EXO moving up to when he went solo, like everyone was like losing themselves.
Yeah.
Not knowing what their powers are or not relying on their powers or even like negating the purpose of where they went. Like I'm just gonna go figure out what's going on with myself, and
Yeah.
people trying to do that in another way and losing themselves to their power and stuff
Yeah.
like that too. Versus him, he was just trying to kind of how it's perceived in the videos in a solo act was like him trying to find himself as a person, as an individual.
Yeah.
But him coming back when the conflict was really starting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So this is kind of like coming back. I'm coming back home. Like he's always felt something.
I really hope.
Yeah.
I really hope.
Right.
One day we'll get him back.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, all the like in that interview that we watched, that if they need him, he's always there, and
Yeah.
that behind the scenes, them as actual people that they're really close. They're
Yeah,
actually
like literally,
brothers.
they were Baekhyun and him were just shopping the other day at
Yeah,
the jewelry
yeah,
store.
yeah, yeah. And I
they
feel
don't
like-
get together often,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, it's really cool.
And that's like
when
an
we do
interesting.
get to see them.
That's like an interesting plot. You know what I mean? Being
Yeah.
that he's been missing during this dark age
Yeah.
of EXO's conflict, of whatever's happening internally or externally. And while his music is been a different type of conflict of self, but
Yeah.
now there's like this emergence of him coming back, but him going that extra mile of time back in that we're still together. We're still
Yeah.
in this
Okay.
this struggle all
I
together.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so and we do have after this there was Baekhyun's UN Village
Okay.
MV. I don't think it's storyline at all. I've asked other people; they don't think it's anything
Right,
storyline.
right.
Well, oh shit! Actually,
Well, let's check it out.
yeah. Now, oh crap! I wasn't even gonna play this, but actually, now that I think about it, there is actually a moment or two in this that I think you're gonna actually recognize. Oh my god! I forgot about this. Yeah, you're actually gonna recognize this.
it's
This is
Tyler.
Grammarly.
Tyler
This is
with
not
Grandline's
the video.
help is writing an email to his boss.
But yeah, I'm actually, oh my god, I'm so curious. I'm so curious if you're gonna recognize the same. There's something in this that we stopped and pointed out in another video. 2 other videos, technically, I think.
Well, if I see it and recognize it, we'll know.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let me know because I will pause it.
All right.
And this is, once again, this is Baekhyun's first solo and his first solo MV. Once again, just such a good song. Like, they have just been cranking out amazing songs
Yeah, and
lately.
it's fresh. It's fresh, you know, because a lot of times people try to put in a lot of work and it kind of gets stale, but
No, yeah, they've been doing some good stuff.
내비게이션 북 쏟아내린 이 공원 따라 걸어가 엑셀을 밟아 나만 알고 있던 그곳엔 난 모두가 올라가려 하겠지 어디서든지 everywhere anywhere 얼마든지 보여 Girl, never been romantic한 내 필요한 시점
Okay, is it just me or does this look very similar? Did you ever watch Lay's music video, Give Me a Chance?
Probably not. Unless you showed it to me.
I think I did. It looked very kind of spiderwebby at one point. Do you remember that?
No.
Shit, did I show him that? I don't think I did because it wasn't very storyline. Anyway, this reminds me very much of like Lay's Give Me a Chance scene.
Yeah, one of those VCRs we watched, it was very like
Yeah,
this.
similar, yeah. This I also find very interesting. I wish that crap wasn't there, but that's okay. Okay, so did you, I don't know if you noticed it, because I was trying to watch your face in the camera to see if you recognized the moment. Does that not look familiar at all to you?
What this?
That map?
Yeah.
Do you remember that map in the Horololo CBX MV? That's on the wall.
When in their office?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're okay.
Yeah, so
I thought so. I was trying to think. I was like, he's in CBX, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the map in the office in the Horololo music video. Right. Exactly. Which I was like, what? Like, oh my god, that's the same map.
Yeah.
And I believe, if I'm not wrong, that's the map of London.
I got you.
If I'm not wrong.
Okay.
And then I just found this interesting. At one point, he actually references his. When I see one, I turn off the lights under it.
Right.
He's referencing his power. Because how can you just randomly turn off streetlights?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of cool that he referenced his power there. And then at the end here, do you remember the Power MV? At the end of the Power MV, he like falls from the sky into the water.
Yeah, into the water. Yeah.
Like, is it just me or does it look like he fell onto this table?
Right.
Like, I mean, he's just like laying. It looks like he fell onto this table,
yeah.
and then and everything's black and white, and then slowly the color
she
gets really
walks in.
vivid.
Yeah.
She walks past them, and the color gets super vivid.
Right.
But he's just like lying there, like
yeah.
weird, right?
Right.
So yeah, I don't think it's like major storyline, but
Yeah.
I just feel like there's.
When did this video come out?
This
Comparison to the video
was
that we just watched.
Honey came out in, I believe, late May.
Okay.
And this one came out in early July, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. I think,
Well, like the walking and syncopation. Like in both videos, there's a segment
Yeah.
of them just walking, but
and they're walking to the beat of
into
the
the
music.
beat.
Yeah,
right,
of course.
right.
Yeah.
But then they're also like walking, which is like kind of a trademark of like old R&B, like romance songs. Like both of these are kind of like are more of a romantic.
Yeah,
kind
definitely
of
more on the
feel.
R&B side, R&B hip hop type side.
And it's kind of
Play
like,
as
you know,
more.
even like not just the blatant like dancing in the last video, like Michael Jackson, but it's just like in like the way you make me feel. Like Michael Jackson is like following this girl, and that song was like up in tempo and stuff like that. But that's kind of like a classic trope of a romantic song altogether. But in context, they're by themselves. You don't see who they're pursuing.
Yeah.
And we know that as EXO as a whole, what they're going through, that they've been kind of fragmented and they're on like these journeys by themselves. And I thought that's like a nice touch of maybe similar production teams working on both. But and for a video, whoever's directing these videos as well too, making that syncopation of them walking into beat, but making that actual like metronome, you know, up front forward into this point in time in the video on both videos. You know what I mean? It's like a nice touch that again kind of alludes to them create, you know, on a creative aspect that there's more going on than what's actually being seen here. We have these like little triggers that are letting you know that, hey, you know, pay attention.
Yeah. I agree. It's very interesting. Okay, so so the next in line would be I'm burning up in here. I know it's just because I'm sick.
No,
it is warm.
It's warm, yeah.
Baby, do you mind possibly turning down the AC? Sorry. I'm like, geez, I'm hot, and you got a jacket on. I got long sleeves on.
But this is like a thin jacket though. Okay. But it is. We have all the lights on.
You got your eagle and your tiger.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my God, that reminds me of the Mirror music video, babe. He's got a tiger and an eagle on him. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so next up in line would I believe would be EXO-SC MV, which is Chanyeol and Sehun.
Okay.
Which they did like a little subunit. That's a new subunit. It's the rap line, but they do a lot of singing and stuff.
I think you had mentioned that to me the last time we were together. You mentioned that they were planning on doing
No, they did it. Yeah, they did it. That's actually their album right there.
This one right here is
that's
cool.
That's the Chanyeol version, of course. But yeah, so anyway, they had 3 music videos that came out with their album. I don't believe any of them have anything to do with storyline, to be like completely honest.
Right.
I really don't think any of them do. So I'm not going to worry about showing you those. We can watch them later in like our own time.
Yeah.
But I do want to just wrap up this video. Lay then went on tour and he put out teasers. Calm down. He put out teasers for his first solo concert. So there's 2 of them. This is the first one, and then we'll watch the second one. I just found the teasers very interesting. I'm like, this has to be storyline.
Something, yeah.
I feel like that's very Namanana too. You saw the eye, you saw the
but I mean, Grandline,
ship.
I think that's like some kind of nautical thing.
I think it is too. But remember that the ship in the sky and the Namanana music video.
For sure.
Yeah. Let's watch the second one too, because apparently there was 2. Oh, maybe this is just this. Is this the same shit? Maybe it's the same thing. I think this is the same thing. Why did it say teaser number 2? We'll watch it just in case it's not the same thing. It's like rewatching it. It's okay.
What was in his eye?
What was in his eye?
Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, you saw that.
I don't know, but there's like 3 circles.
There's 3 images.
Weird. I don't know. I wanted, like, what is that?
Like ice or something. Crystals.
Crystals are like forming. Interesting. And then that was a Nominee music video that I look, and he's like in a platform, but it looks like there's water all around him. Very interesting.
Yeah, this one has better edits.
And then that had like, did you see that was like, I should have skipped back 5 seconds, but that's okay. Do you see like the different orbs?
Yeah.
But like, yeah. I don't know. Interesting. Well, that's a very Kai type shot. Because you always see Kai at the top of something because of his teleportation.
Right.
So yeah. I just saw that and I was like, there's no way that none of that is something to do with the storyline. I mean, there's just so much there. So yeah, I don't really know what it all means. I just definitely felt like I needed to show you that.
Yeah. But this is his tour, you were saying?
This is for his first solo tour.
Right.
These were the teasers of like kind of like the feel of like the tour that he's going for. Like he had like an actual like ship, what is it? The top the front of it? I don't know what it's called.
I know what you're
anyway, he had like the front of like the ship, like the Titanic part.
Yeah. The front. Yeah.
He had like the whole thing like in his concert and everything. Like he really went all out.
In the video at the end where the ship comes out, like he started his journey. So the Grandline tour, maybe this is like
his journey back.
What he wants to express to everyone.
Yeah.
What could not be relayed.
Yeah.
In the album itself, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so that's a lot of interesting little things happening. And yeah, so not necessarily anything towards like to really get you like, oh, I think this changed this, or I think I'm thinking this.
No, but it's
these
giving
are just
you
little things.
It's the details.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the little things that give you more of what's happening on the broad scope.
Yes, exactly. So in the next video, because we're going to end this video, we're going to wrap it up. Please let me know your thoughts on all the things I showed him. The next video we're going to get into, I want to show you, I told you about Super M.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Super M is a super group made up of different members. And yeah, okay. There's some teasers that came out for Super M, which I found very interesting, and we're all debating on whether or not it has anything to do with the EXO storyline. So I want to get your thoughts on.
EXO and Super M?
There's 2. There's Kai, which is teleportation, and Baekhyun, which is light.
Okay.
So there are 2 members in Super M.
Cool.
And
they're new as a
Super M as a whole is a new group, but everyone from Super M are already established. Yeah. From NCT. NCT 127, NCT Wavy, Taemin from SHINee, and which is the oldest group. And then
so they're kind of like an Avengers kind of.
That's hilarious, dude.
What?
Have I not? Did I tell you that already?
No.
They were called the Avengers of K-pop.
Oh wow.
That's literally how they advertised them.
Wow.
That's hilarious. That's what I was like, did I tell you that already?
No.
That shit's so funny. Oh my god. Yeah, that's literally how they like advertised and like promoted the group. That's really funny. Anyway, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's just like, because I literally second guessed myself for a second, thinking, I must have already told him this.
No.
Anyway, so my ADD's kicking in really bad, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm sick, and so I'm like kind of my brain's all over the place. But yeah, so we're gonna get into watching. I'm gonna have him watch all the Super M teasers. And then I'm also going to have you watch the teasers for Obsession.
Okay.
Or should I have him watch teasers for Obsession with Obsession? I don't know. Maybe we'll just do Super M the next video, and then after that, we'll get into Obsession.
Okay, because Obsession's like the newest EXO.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, I can't wait to get. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna go.
All right.
Look forward to the next video. It'll be out sometime soon. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
Happy New Year, motherfucker.
Happy New Year, motherfucker.